In our gospel today, Jesus gets deep. He had actually just cured somebody. In the passage right before today's reading, Jesus heals a man who had been ill for 38 years, and the authorities did not like it, claiming for various reasons that this proved that Jesus wasn't good, that he wasn't doing things right, that he was going against God. So Jesus gets deep to talk about himself and God the Father and the intimate, powerful connection between them. The problem for the scribes and the Pharisees and all those who weren't big fans of Jesus was often that they just didn't understand who he was and what he was doing. So today, Jesus tries to lay it out clearly for them. For lines and lines, he's almost waxing poetic about the link, the connection between himself and God the Father, his Father. And in that description, he shows a formidable unity between the two. My Father is at work, so I'm at work, Jesus says. As the Father gives life, so does the Son give life. All may honor the Son just as they honor the Father. Jesus is presenting this unity that isn't and simply can't be broken. It's not that Jesus, the Son, just enjoys copying the Father. It's that he must. It's that as these are two divine persons of the Trinity, of God himself, there's no way to deviate or depart from the actions or desires of one another. To do that would be doing it wrong, going in the incorrect direction, tearing apart the unity and the perfection that is God. And Jesus isn't going to break God. Now, we could just look at this gospel teaching and say, okay, he had to get that out there, clarify what was what. It's some pretty neat theology, but I think that's all we can take from this one today. We could do that. Or we could see if there's any way for us to enter into this question too. And maybe the easiest way for me and for you comes in the very last words that Jesus says, I do not seek my own will, but the will of the one who sent me. Those words, again, are really kind of saying a similar thing, that Jesus and God, the Son and the Father are tight, that what they do is together. But in addition to that, we can also take those words from Jesus and use them as our own. I do not seek my own will, but the will of the one who sent me. Or for us, the will of the one who made me, the will of the one who knows everything about me, the will of the one who knew me before I was even formed in the womb. That's the will I seek. That's the will I want to follow, or at least it would be nice if I did, right? Because I think we all know that following God's will is not always easy to do. Trying to live up to this and trying to line up my actions and desires and everything right along with God, it can be tough. Because we do have all this sin and temptation and all that stuff rattling around, making a mess of things. But when it comes down to it, as challenging as it might be some days, following that will, his will, is always going to be good for me, is always going to lead me in the right direction. Which is why today, we might want to read and reread all these words from Jesus, all these connections and unifying components and dynamics between him and the Father, so that we can remind ourselves of how good that is, of how powerful that is, and of the fact that Jesus was so excited about it that he went on and on and on just telling people all about it. It was an exciting thing for him, and can be for us as well. So in these Lenten days ahead, I hope we can all work to find a new union with God and try to seek the will of this incredible Creator who wants so badly to help us and to guide us too.